On today's episode, I challenged myself to go to the thrift store and find as many items as I could that I could turn into really unique custom fall decor. I know there's tons of great ideas out there, but I feel like sometimes in the stores, everything kind of starts to look the same. And I wanted to create some fall decor that I'm going to resell in my booth that would be very unique. It would stand out from all the stuff at the big box stores, and it would also be super budget friendly ideas that I could hopefully inspire you at home to do at least something similar. You may not find the exact same items I found, like all of these here, but you may find something else and think, you know what, I can try that on this too. So let's get started and see what we can make today. When doing a ton of DIYs, I love to start with the largest items first, and I did not test out this Christmas tree in the store, and I wish I would have, and even I could have probably found this out by just looking at the lights. I have never seen every single light be burnt up like this on any kind of Christmas lights before. I have to wonder what in the world happened to this poor little Christmas tree. It was $4.99, which I now think I overpaid for this Christmas tree because of the fact that the lights don't work. But let's turn this into a fall tree. For some reason, I am obsessed with having fall trees and decorating Christmas trees for fall, and this is no different from that obsession. So I'm going to take off all of the lights that were on there, and if you see me having a angry look on my face in this section of the video, I'm not angry. I don't know why. I was just really focused, I guess. Maybe it was because I don't like fluffing Christmas trees very much because it's so pokey on my hands. I don't know. Who knows? But this is real. You guys know I'm always real with you guys. But I took some wire cutters and some scissors and pulled off all of those lights. That way it doesn't have ugly broken lights on there. I'm going to put the tree into this cute little flower pot that I also thrifted. I got the little pot from the Goodwill bin, so I'm not sure exactly how much I spent on it, but they charge about $1.20 per pound, and it was very lightweight, so I'd guess it was about 50 cents. I'm going to use the stand that the tree is already on and glue it inside that cute little pot. I'm going to take some light tan colored moss and glue that onto that base to disguise it and also to give it a hay looking feel to it. Since we are going fall, I thought that it would be great to incorporate something that looked like hay on here to go with the fall leaves that I'm eventually going to put into this tree. Let me know what you think of having this light colored moss used to look like hay. I haven't really seen that very much, and I think that it's a great hack that you can use to get the look of hay without the mess of real hay.
Gonna stay in this moment, gonna lay here on the grass. I don't need to feel lonely, I am finally home at last. And I don't mind being gone on adventures for a while. No.
The next step is adding on a fall garland. This is where you guys can totally customize a DIY like this. I love this garland. I get it from the at-home store. I think it's $9.99. I'm not 100% sure. I got it either last year or the year before that. But it's an extremely full garland, and it has a lot of volume to it, and I think it's going to be perfect for creating a full fall tree here. I want it to have lots of volume and look large and in charge and really give a statement with this fall tree. So this is the perfect garland for me, but if you want to use a totally different color or theme, you can put whatever garland you want. You could do a Halloween garland, you could do this for Christmas DIYs, you could do a light neutral colored garland or a burgundy, but what I like to do on the top for that part where the star goes on the tree is to take some picks and put some picks on the top. I like to use 4 so that it has a nice bulky look to it. These were about $1.20 a piece. And then I'm going to finish it off with some string lights I got off of Amazon. I'll have them linked in my description box down below. But this just adds that touch of whimsy and magic that I love so much about the fall season. I think it also gives that Christmas tree effect, but with a total fall look. And I love how that galvanized pot gives us kind of a farmhouse harvesty look to it as well. And it was super affordable. Something like this in a big box store would be quite expensive. So let me know, what do you guys think of this DIY? What color would you have done on your project? And do you like the moss to look like hay? Leave a comment and let me know what you think, and also if you have other ideas of what you would have done. I love hearing all of your amazing creative ideas. Let's move to the next project. This was a really beautiful lantern that I found. It was only $5.99, and I think that was a steal of a deal because brand new somewhere else this was probably around $20 to $30. It's a really pretty coppery brass color, and I think it's really unique, and it's also perfect for fall. It just needed a good cleaning, and then we are going to fill it with some really beautiful fall items. I got this bag of pumpkins from Hobby Lobby for $4.70. It was on sale, 40% off, and I'm going to arrange the pumpkins in a way that looks good visually. I'm not just going to throw them in there all willy-nilly. And then I'm going to drop some of these leaves in there. They were about $2.40 for the whole pack, and I'm going to use less than half of this pack for that, but I am going to use them later in another DIY. Something else that you can add to your lanterns is some battery twinkling lights. That would look super beautiful, but for my purpose, I didn't want to have the battery pack showing, so that is why I didn't add it into this one. If you have a lantern that opens from the top or the bottom, that would probably work much better if you have twinkly lights. But I still think that this looks absolutely gorgeous. I think it's going to really pop and shine in my resale booth, and I hope that somebody sees it and falls in love with it as much as I have. Our next project for the video is this cute little box, like a picture box, shadow box thing, and I got some really cute craft supplies from Hobby Lobby to go in here. I think I spent about 50 cents to $1 on that picture holder at the Goodwill bins, and I'm gonna turn it into like a little fall shadow box diorama thing. I got these scarecrows for $2.10, and I'm going to arrange them in here to look like a little scene on a farm.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love?
My scarecrows had just a little bit too much length to them, so I'm going to trim their little hay arms and legs and their little hat tassels to make them fit a little bit better into my box here.
What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars. Maybe the birds will sing about your heart.
Now that I've figured out my layout and I've glued down Mr. and Mrs. Scarecrow, it's time to stack my hay bales and maybe add those cute little pumpkins on here. The entire pack cost $2.69, but I only used a few pumpkins, which came out to be about $1.10. If you are new to my channel, you may not know this, but I am a mother to 4 amazing children, and their ages range from 2 all the way up to 14. And let me tell you, every single one of them absolutely loved this when I was finished with it, and I think that they would love to make another one. So if you have some kiddos in your life, this is the perfect project you can do to make some memories and keeping it super budget friendly. I added in those leaves that were inside my lantern, and I think this gives it just the most perfect amount of whimsy. It actually started reminding me of something that you would buy from Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel always has the most adorable stuff in their little country store, and I always want to buy every single thing that's in there. I may not have the money to buy everything that's in there, but that definitely is influencing me in this DIY that I made. Even more so with the putting on this handle on top. I swear it looks exactly like something you'd buy from Cracker Barrel. It's so cute. But this handle cost me $1.24 on clearance at Hobby Lobby, and I just super glued it on there using some Star Bond super glue. This is the best super glue ever, and I have them linked in my description box if you want to try out their super glue. I am not sponsored, but I do love their glue, and I've been using it for many years. Now I'm going to use what I'm calling my antique craft paint. This craft paint is probably 10 or 15 years old, and it is so gloopy and it wouldn't even shake up right. So I had to squirt it out and mix it on my trash bag in order to get it to be nice and smooth. But I think that it turned out really nice adding the black to the bottom to match the top where that handle is. And I think this project is absolutely adorable, and I can't wait to do another one because that is just how fun it was to make.
Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will spread your joy to the ones who lost their hope.
The next project is going to be absolutely adorable as well, and it is going to turn into something that totally reminds me of mud pie. I got the candle holder from a yard sale for $1, and I got the plate for $1.99 from Goodwill, and I think that separately they're both absolutely beautiful, but combined, oh my gosh, it looks so pretty. If you're not familiar with what mud pie is, it is just a brand of really cute home decor items. And it's usually quite pricey. You can buy them on Amazon and in some boutique stores, but I've never bought them new. I've always just tried to find them at the thrift store or recreate things that are similar to how they look. And that spray that I use is actually a spray that instantly dries the glue, in case you're wondering. But look at how pretty this looks. The brown and the white, it looks like an elegant yet whimsical fall look, and you could still use this all year round. But I think during fall, like Thanksgiving especially, it's absolutely stunning. And you know what else? You could do this with any kind of plate and any kind of candle holder. I love making DIYs like this, and you can customize it to how you would like yours to look. The next thing I'm going to do is this little tiny tobacco basket and this sprig of cotton stems. I got them both from the Goodwill bins. I'm really not sure how much I spent on them. If I had to guess, I would say I spent about $1 on both of them. And I tore apart that cotton stem into smaller pieces so that I can put it sort of like a wreath around the edge of this cute little tobacco basket. I'm going to hot glue them all on there, and then I'm going to hang this up. I'll show you what I mean in just a minute.
You fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away. Standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere. Maybe there is a star with your name. One thing I know is that there should be. There is no one who has a heart as pure, no, not like yours.
Something I see all the time at the Goodwill bins are these cute little like plate holders or whatever you want to call them. I think I spent about 50 cents buying that from the Goodwill bins, and I always find them there and I always pick them up because you never know. And then this little hanging hook thing I got for $2.99 from Goodwill, and this is where I'm going to hang up that cute little tobacco basket in order to display it for you. But these are items that are going to go in my resale booth, and so in my booth I'm actually going to hang it on the wall, but for the purpose of this video I want to show you how you can do different vignettes with things, and you can use plate holders to hold up a board that has a hook on it and then hang a wreath on there. You can do so many different things when decorating, so don't be afraid to flex your creative muscles and try new things. The string was a little long, so I tied it a little bit shorter and then hung it back up. I think this is the perfect fall rustic look. It's kind of like rustic meets elegant. It's not too rustic. It's a little bit farmhouse, a little bit fancy. I think it looks really great. What do you think of this one? Another little wreath project for you here is this little, it's like two wreaths put together that I got from the Goodwill bins. I don't know, I probably spent like 50 cents on that wreath thing. And then I got this sprig for about $1.20, and I'm going to use two of these sprigs to create a rustic looking wreath out of the two wreaths. So I'll show you what I mean. It's hard to explain, but I shoved these little pieces of those sprigs in between the two little wreaths, the grapevine wreaths that we have here. And I'm going to make it look rustic and primitive, like those really neat wreaths that you see in the store that can be quite pricey. And I'm going to do it for much cheaper. And I love that it's kind of on a small scale so that you can use this little wreath in small vignettes in your home. Instead of having to find a place for a big wreath, you can get the same look and feel of a wreath in a small space. I also put on a cute little fall ribbon to hang this up. I just hot glued it on there with a generous amount of hot glue so that it would be strong. And I hung that up here just so you can see how you can hang this little wreath up. And I didn't have a wall space to hang it up for the video, so we're going to keep using that really awesome little plank of wood with the hook on there. I think this turned out really pretty. I asked my mom what her favorite DIY was of all of the things that I made today, and this was one of her favorites. I think it's really cute, and it gives me all the fall feelings, and I feel like I'm just going to go need to watch a Hallmark movie now or something. It's all turning out so great. I'm so excited. The next DIY I'm going to do is this cute little, I don't know, wooden box full of wooden flowers. I spent $5.99 on it, which is a little high, but the original price was on there, and it was originally $15 from Big Lots. I'm going to paint the box in a pumpkin chalk paint to make it look a little more fall, but it could have stayed how it was. Honestly, this thing didn't need any work, but I like to add the fall color onto things that aren't necessarily fall, and that's what makes it look even more fall to me. And I did it in a kind of shabby chic dry brush effect, and I also dry brushed the tips of all the wooden flowers because I thought that would add just that extra detail to make it look prettier. You kind of can see more of the details of the curves of these wooden flowers, and I think it stands out a little better this way. I'm also going to be putting on some cute lace ribbon. I was really feeling like I wanted this to be a little bit more shabby chic, a little more feminine, and so that's why I wanted to add on this really beautiful antique white lace looking ribbon around the box.
Dreaming of you, dreaming of you, dreaming of you, dreaming of you.
I love the feminine touch of this lace ribbon on here, and I think this is a great addition to anyone's fall decor. And you can do this with plenty of different items that you find from the thrift store.
What if the world had more of your smile? What if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could...
The next flip we're going to do is with this little wooden stand and this adorable vintage cake pan or pie pan. I'm just putting them together to create a cute little riser, but the thing is, since this is a metal pan, this can be used to hold hot candles, this can be used to hold plants. It has so many different uses now that we're putting it up on a riser, and I think that it looks absolutely adorable. The true vintage nature of that tin makes it so authentically adorable, and I think that it would look good in lots of different types of decor, whether it's going for that like antique mixture of things like Liz Marie decorates her home, or it could go for a vintage diner look or a farmhouse look or a rustic look. It could go with so many different kinds of decor styles, and I love DIYs like this. What do you think of this cute little riser? The next project we're going to do is actually a vintage brass like arrangement and this little, I don't know, a candle wreath. It's a really small wreath. I took those yellow flowers off, and I'm going to use all the items on that wreath to create a cute little, I don't know, a pumpkin arrangement inside this brass pot. The pot was $1, and I would guess I spent about 50 cents or less on this little wreath. I don't know, mini wreath, I guess. But I'm just going to take it apart, and then we're going to hot glue the pieces that we want into this little brass arrangement. Fall is the perfect time to experiment with decor that is brass or metallic in general. Gold, copper, bronze, even silver can look really cool for your fall decor. And I think this is also a great way for people to upcycle items that they already have in their home. you probably have some sort of outdated faux greenery in your home, and all you have to do is add some pumpkins to it to make it fall decor. It's that easy, and you will love how it looks. And these sell really well in my booth when I add pumpkins into previously made arrangements and greenery.
Full stop. Can't believe I live in your thoughts. I think about you all the time, morning, evening, and midnight. Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden, and it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaf.
The next thrift flip is this really cool wooden lamp base that I got from the Goodwill bins. I would guess I spent about 75 cents on it. And then this metal pumpkin that I spent about $1.50 on at the Goodwill bins as well. I don't know the exact price because they charge per pound and I don't get like a per item cost. But I'm going to super glue on this metal pumpkin onto the lamp base. I've seen this metal pumpkin go for like $10 to $12 at Hobby Lobby, I believe. And I definitely didn't spend anywhere near that. And this looks so cool with that lamp base on there. It looks like a little bit spooky. It looks a little bit high end. It looks really neat. And if you ever find any lamp bases like these or just like wooden risers of any kind, definitely snag them up because you can use them year round for different kinds of decor, and it makes everything look cooler when it has a cute little base on the bottom. Our last fall decor flip that we are doing today is this little cute pumpkin jar. It was handmade. I got it for $1.99 at Goodwill, and it had somebody's signature on the bottom. It seems like it was from one of those DIY like pot making classes that you can go to. I forgot what the name of those classes are called, but it seems like somebody just like picked one out and painted it the color they wanted or something like that, and then ended up at Goodwill. But either way, doesn't matter to me. We're gonna end up with a really cute shabby chic pumpkin at the end of this DIY. I'm putting on that pumpkin chalk paint on here because I didn't like the shiny glazy look that it had, and the glaze was really inconsistent on here, so I wanted a more solid color. And it's almost the exact same color that the glaze was, but I'm telling you, a flat texture really makes a difference in making an item look cooler. I don't know what it is. Chalk paint makes everything look so cute, and I definitely think that this is going to look perfect for a shabby chic look. And every time that I think of pumpkins, I always like think of Cinderella. I don't know. Pumpkins and Cinderella go hand in hand. So I was really going for a cute little Cinderella moment on this pumpkin, kind of like a cross between when she was wearing rags and when she became a princess. So I'm going to go for a really cute, shabby chic, like toned down look, but also cute and feminine look on here. So I took some white chalk paint and I'm going to dry brush it on over top of that orange chalk paint that I had done before. And I'm just trying to get that texture to come out, and I'm putting the white paint on actually pretty thick because I think that that will help with the shabby chic look that I'm going for.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn.
Now that the paint is dry, it's time to add my fairy godmother touch to this with some cute ribbons. I got these ribbons from, of course, Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to cut them to size to fit on here. I'm going to use a lace ribbon and a cute little orange, like satin looking ribbon. And then I'm also going to add on some cute little flowers. I don't have the exact cost for everything since I'm using such minimal amounts of these ribbons and parts of a pack of flowers, but just keep in mind I'm giving my best estimate here when I give you the prices. But I tied all these cute ribbons onto the stem of the pumpkin, and I tied some where I did like under one and then over one and stuff like that, so that it would kind of create volume to these little beautiful ribbons that I'm putting on here. And for the flowers, I just tried a couple different flowers. These flowers came from the scrapbook section at Hobby Lobby, and there's a lot of cool scrapbook flowers that you could choose from, or you can just choose little pieces of flowers that you had already. Or I know every time I go to Walmart or any craft store that has florals, there's pieces of flowers on the floor that they're going to sweep up and throw away. If you find one of those on the floor and they're going to throw it out, you can grab that and use that for free on one of these DIYs. My kids always pick up the ones that are on the floor, and we end up bringing them home because they're going to get thrown away anyway. I remember once somebody at Michael's told me that all they do is throw them out. But look at how cute this looks. I feel like it gives the perfect amount of shabby chic and whimsical and a little bit Cinderella. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I want to know, what was your favorite project today in today's video? And what are you now going to go and create in your own home? I'm really excited to hear what DIYs you're doing for your fall, or if you're not doing DIYs, what items are you decorating with and what themes are you going with?
We are dreamers of the shore. 7 years now on this boat, and we all know where we belong. Just wait.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. We are going to have tons and tons and tons more thrift flips for you in the future, and you're not going to want to miss out. I'll see you next time. Bye!